Okay, we'll go ahead and bring the city council meeting to order. I'd like to first ask everyone to stand and join in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Aaron, can you please do roll call?
Sure. Jenny Bauer-Schultz.
Here.
Matt Dyer.
Here.
Tyler Fullenkamp.
Here.
Scott Murray.
Here.
Abby Wilder.
Here.
All right, thank you. Was everyone given a chance to review the minutes from the previous meeting held on August 4th? Any additions, corrections?
Make a motion to accept them as emailed.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, we have a handful of things to do and we have budgets to look at tonight, so we have some visitors here. I'll let them go first. I think Tricia, is it Gonzalez? She's asking to hang some ribbons.
I'll share.
Trisha, and Gonzalez has a Z at the end. Easy, sir.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Good evening, members of the City Council. My name is Trisha Gonzalez, and I'm here tonight on behalf of Brianna's Hope and the organizations and community members partnering with us for International Overdose Awareness Day. On August 31st from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., we will be gathering in downtown Decatur in partnership with local businesses and organizations to recognize Overdose Awareness Day. We are also respectfully asking permission to close Madison Street or use Madison Street Plaza on August 31st from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. to safely host this event. In addition, we would like to ask if we may hang ribbons around town on August 29th and leave them up through September 5th, 2026, as a visual reminder of remembrance, awareness, and hope. But I want to explain why this day matters. When we talk about overdose, it is easy to talk in numbers. We hear statistics about addiction, overdose, recovery, and lives lost. But behind every number is a name. It's somebody's son or daughter, somebody's mother or father, somebody's brother, sister, friend, coworker, or classmate. And sometimes it's someone sitting right beside you who's still fighting. Overdose Awareness Day gives our community an opportunity to remember the people we have lost without shame or stigma, while also standing beside the people who are still here fighting. This event is not only about death, it's about life. It's about prevention, it's about education, it's about recovery. It's about connecting people with resources, and most importantly, it is about making sure people in our community know that there is still hope. Throughout the day, we want people to be able to come to downtown Decatur, meet organizations that serve our community, learn about available resources, ask questions, and have conversations that we sometimes avoid because addiction can be uncomfortable to talk about. We are grateful to be partnering with D-Town Energy, and we also thankful for organizations such as the library, Adams Behavioral Health, and Renovate Counseling that will be partnering as a vendor along with us. Others who are willing to stand with us are welcome. But this event represents something bigger than any one organization. It represents what can happen when an entire community decides that addiction does not have to be fought in isolation. Recovery happens in community, prevention happens through education, and change happens when people are willing to show up. There are people in our community right now who may believe that they have gone too far, burned too many bridges, relapsed too many times, or disappointed too many people to ever rebuild their lives. I also want this event to send them a different message. As long as you are still here, there is still hope. And for the families who have lost someone to overdose, we want them to know that their loved ones' lives matters, their stories mattered, and their names still matter. August 31st is an opportunity for Decatur to stand together and say that we remember those we have lost. We support those who are fighting, we celebrate those who are recovering, and we will continue working to prevent another family from experiencing such loss. So tonight I'm asking our city leaders and our entire community to stand with us, attend the event, share the event information, encourage local organizations and businesses to participate, talk about overdose and addiction openly, and help us connect people with resources before they reach crises. We hope you will join us on Overdose Awareness Day, August 31st from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. in downtown Decatur. Thank you. So we have two events. The one, we will be putting up ribbons on August 29th, if allowed throughout the town. Either way, we're gonna have a vigil at Grace First that night. And then August 31st, D-Town has partnered with us and we were going to be inside D-Town, but it has grown larger than I expected. So we are also asking either for the plaza that's already blocked off or the street across the courthouse.
Okay.
So generally, any kind of use for Madison Street Plaza is done through an event application
Okay.
with the community coordinator, and it simply depends on availability. So may connect you with Jamie Gephardt back
Okay.
there. So that's really not a city council
Okay.
approval,
Okay.
but it's more going through the application process to see availability in that sense.
Jamie, do you know if Madison Street's rented on that 31st Saturday?
It's a Monday.
It's a Monday, right?
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
you're doing it on the Monday, okay.
Yeah, so I'm sure that the plaza would be available. I'll just have to get with you after this and get you that application. You can fill out some of that information.
Okay, thank you.
And where, do you have areas where you're wanting to put the ribbons, or?
We were just thinking from Grace First Community, which is on Monroe, downtown and up to the courthouse and back around.
And how long would they be up?
September 5th, which would be the next Saturday, so a week if that is okay.
Oh, okay.
And you have people to put them up and to take them down and everything?
Yes, sir.
That, obviously, personally, I think this is a great cause. I'm glad that you guys are doing this, bringing awareness. There's a lot of people living with it, and like as you said, could be the person sitting right next to you. You really can be.
What color are the ribbons?
I'm sorry?
Purple?
Purple, yes, sir.
I'll make a motion to allow her to move forward with putting the ribbons up.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, good luck with your event, and thank you for doing it.
Thank you.
Thanks for letting us know.
Tyler, Jenny second.
Okay. So we have, Jamie has some event updates. You want to talk to her, we can do other things.
It won't be too long.
Okay.
All right, so I have some upcoming events. The first one is the Chambers Car Show. That's scheduled for Thursday, August 27th. It's the same night as a downtown concert. It's from 3 until 9:30, and 2nd Street will be closed from Monroe Street to Jefferson Street, and then Madison Street will be closed from 2nd to 3rd, and Court Street from 2nd to the alley. And then another update with the chamber, so they had to cancel a concert due to weather, so their final concert will actually be Thursday, September 10th. And then the Adams Health Senior Living Concert, that's scheduled for Thursday, September 3rd on the plaza, and that's from 5:30 to 8:30. And they're closing First Street between the parking lot entrances.
And I was with Scott Smith the other day. I believe they have around 200 residents from
Wow.
Woodcrest that are going to come to the concert. So.
And then the next event is the Sociedad Guadalupana Block Party, and that's Saturday, September 5th. This is an annual block party that they have. It's from 2 p.m. until 10 p.m., and they are closing Schermeyer Street between two residences. It's 721 and 803, and then the alley that's in between there from Line Street to Schermeyer. And then the St. Mary's Fall Fest is Sunday, September 13th, and 5th Street from Monroe Street to Madison Street will be closed from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. for that event. And then I have the Decatur Main Street Halloween Bash, which is Saturday, October 10th on the plaza, and that is from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., and they'll be closing 1st Street between the parking lot entrances. And I think that's all I have.
Okay, thanks for the updates.
Yeah, I have this for you guys.
Okay, I believe we have a second reading of ordinance 2026-12, and it's amendment to an ordinance about the Arts Commission.
Correct.
I make a motion to pass ordinance 2026-12 on its second reading by short title only.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Ordinance 2026-12, an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of Decatur amending Chapter 32, Section 32.093 of the 2015 City of Decatur Code of Ordinances is supplemented regarding Arts Commission board member composition.
I make a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-12.
Second.
Motion and a second, roll call vote.
Jenny Bauer Schultz,
Yes.
Matt Dyer,
Yes.
Tyler Fulenkamp,
Yes.
Scott Murray,
Yes.
Abby Wilder,
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. We have a resolution for an appropriation reduction.
we do. So since we did not apply for any community crossing grant money for this year, we do have some excess appropriation in our budget for 2026 that I would like to do a reduction for. It gets us in better standing to be able to support our budget going into next year. So we just need a motion to,
We'd entertain a motion to introduce
Yep.
resolution number 2026-88.
yes.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Okay, an appropriation resolution authorizing a reduction in appropriations from certain funds, which would be the Motor Vehicle Highway Restricted Fund for $560,000, $560,500.
I make a motion to adopt resolution 2026-8.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. Did you have anything else on the budget?
Are we gonna make everyone aware of this shutdown on 8/28 or?
Yeah. We're just gonna, so we're switching IT services over from the county to a couple of consultants that the county uses, so our virtual networks or servers will still be over in the county building, but we will be off the county's network. And because of this, on Friday, the 28th, our systems will be down all day, pretty much. So we won't be able to take payments here. We won't, the building and zoning won't be able to use their computer software. So we're trying to get it out to different, he's gonna talk to the builders and different people that use permits. But pretty much the whole day on Friday, August 28th, our system will be down. And we just want to get that out to the public.
Police and fire will.
Yeah, sorry. Our public safety will be up and running. They're staying on the county system, so that won't be a problem. Do we know about phones?
Phones will be up and running.
Phones will be up and running too. Okay. Okay. Do you have anything else? Oh, yeah. I did check by it's not. Okay, we have an ordinance, we introduced 2026-14. It is an update to our is it a new peddler's ordinance?
It's a repeal and replace, so, Chapter 110 of our Code of Ordinances covers door-to-door solicitation for sales and marketing of goods and services. And Wendy Gephardt within the clerk treasurer's office has been working on this a great deal and has done an excellent job kind of going through and identifying what kinds of applications. There have been a collective group, but looking at other communities. But she's really kind of taken the lead on this and has put together a compilation of proposed changes, and they were substantial enough that it was worth repealing the entire chapter that currently exists and replacing it with a new process and system. And so what this does is really going to enhance the transparency and the public safety so that people within the community understand who's out and about and who might be knocking on their door and what company they're coming from. They're going to know that, if they've gone through the application process and have a permit within the city, that they're going to be wearing an ID tag, that they've presented an application, paid the permit fee, they've presented the city with a background check, and it's really just meant to enhance public security and identification of who's out and about and who's going door to door. So it also reduces the plausibility that people are potentially open to scams that way too. So this would be the introduction of ordinance 2026-14.
I make a motion to introduce ordinance 2026-14 on its first reading by short title only.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Ordinance 2026-14, an ordinance of the Common Council of the City of Decatur, Indiana, which repeals and replaces Chapter 110 of the Decatur Code of Ordinances of 2015 as supplemented in its entirety regarding peddlers and solicitors within the City of Decatur.
I make a motion to pass ordinance 2026-14 on its first reading.
Second.
Motion and a second, roll call vote.
Jenny Bauer Schultz,
Yes.
Matt Dyer,
Yes.
Tyler Fulenkamp,
Yes.
Scott Murray,
Yes.
Abby Wilder,
Yes.
I'm looking to see when our next meeting is.
Look, it's September
September
1st.
Okay. I make a motion to table ordinance 2026-14 until our next meeting on September 1st.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, table it.
And because this does have an introduction of fees and potential penalties and fines, this will also include a public hearing. And I believe we've already got one public hearing, but if we can schedule that for 7 o'clock, and we'll just do them in succession.
I think the first one's for Board of Works, isn't it? Isn't that a public hearing for Board of Works at 6?
For USI?
I think so.
Oh, well then, we'll have one at 7.
Okay.
Okay.
Sign. Thank you.
Okay, do you have anything else before the budgets?
I don't think so.
What's that?
You just need to sign it. It's okay, we'll just leave that right here.
Okay. Next thing on the agenda is to go through the budgets.
Right.
And basically an increase and decrease overview of all the budgets.
Okay. So I handed out budgets last meeting. Hopefully you all had a chance to review that. It included the increase and decrease overview as well as a comparison, I think back to 2021 to current, which would be 2027. And then also the budgets per department and per fund. I just handed out this new sheet today. There have been a couple changes that I wanted to make you aware of since the first meeting. The first change was Redevelopment Commission. They had met and decided to reduce their budget by $200,000 for the capital improvement project. So that went from $922,125 down to $722,125. And then also on the last page, you'll see our CCD, which is our cumulative capital development. We went ahead and added $200,000 there for a possible capital improvement project. So that went from $223,900 to $423,900. So the budget number didn't actually change. The monies just got allocated into different areas. But I wanted to make you aware of that since it did change from the original budget that I sent out. So I just thought I'd go over the overview. We do have department heads here. If there are any questions, we can just start at the top. And like I said, if there are any questions, please let me know. So overall, the budget increases 3% for employee pay increase. I went ahead and budgeted 3% for next year's pay increase. And then the next item you'll see overall, there's a tentative, there was a 9% increase for health insurance. And when I put the budget together, that was tentative. We actually found the number, we are gonna have a 5.8% increase for our health insurance. So that reduced a bit. And then we were told by our workers' comp and liability insurance carrier to tentatively put a 12% increase in there. But we are seeking out additional quotes for next year. Hopefully then that will reduce that as well. Okay, so our general fund, our law department, there was an increase in per diem rate from $160 per hour to $170 per hour. So that was part of the increase there. Common Council, again, the health insurance was tentative at 9%. It is an actual 5.8% now. And then also the tentative 12% increase. Hopefully we come in lower. And there was also an increase for IT management services in Common Council this year that wasn't there prior. It was because most of that was being paid out of our CCI fund, which in the past, that has come down for next year because I wanted to get it closer. And you'll see as we get down here at the bottom, I wanted it to be closer to actually what our revenue is. So Common Council took some of the increase there for our IT management services. Police Department, last year we had added, or actually this year in 26, we had added an additional officer in the budget because we were seeking a grant. We did not receive that grant, but we are keeping that officer in there for Chief Gerber, so he will have an additional officer in next year's budget. And then we're also adding 2 additional sergeants to the police department in the budget. Obviously, it'll have to go through Board of Works, but so we will have a total of 4 sergeants. And that, again, we just needed to budget that in case that does happen. Any questions so far? Okay, fire department. We had to increase our paid on-call clothing allowance due to some legislative changes, so that caused an increase there. And also, Chief Sheets is looking at possibly getting a new records and fire reporting software that's more user-friendly, will be more efficient for the department. So we had to increase that for a purchase of a possible new software. Sanitation department actually decreased because we have only 1 payment left for the lease of our garbage trucks, dump trailer, and 3 bins. So we only have 1 payment next year, and then that will be paid off. Our MVH fund, we have 2 crew leaders that are going to be, their pay is going to be distributed differently. Right now, MVH fund is paying for 83% of those 2 crew leaders, whereas next year it'll be distributed differently between different utilities departments. So it will be only 30% from MVH. So we were able to decrease that a bit. And also, we reduced the MVH restricted budget down to $270,500. It was at over 500,000. And this is because we were able to add a municipal tax, wheel tax and excise tax. We started collecting that this year. And so we were able to budget for next year for that. So we'll have that money coming in too to improve our roads and streets. Local road and street, we increased engineering services by $50,000 for possibility of additional projects for next year. So we may need some more engineering services for that. No questions? Parks and Rec, we increased IT for management services and new software as well that they will be looking to purchase, and that increased by $15,500. Also, there's going to be an increase in part-time and seasonal help for maybe some additional Riverside Center hours. And any of these, if you guys want to elaborate on this at all, please feel free. I just did a kind of a brief overview, so, and if you guys have any questions, please ask. And then we also increased the park beautification by $4,500 for Park and Rec. Back to CCI, again, I kind of touched on this, but we decreased that fund, the appropriation for that fund by $30,000 to align more closely with revenue. We can't keep spending it if it doesn't come in at that amount, so we decreased that there. Our CCD, which is our cumulative capital development, we increased our professional services by $20,000 to possibly for some more financial advising fees, and also our ADA compliance. As you know, we had to, in the next meeting or so, we're going to be going over that. We had a whole ADA compliance upgrade or update that we needed, and that will then spill over into next year for some updates as well. So we increased that for that particular reason. And then we also increased for building improvements from 10 to 20,000 in that as well. Riverboat, we added $40,000 for a one-time Park and Rec vehicle / equipment purchase. Redevelopment Commission, there was an increase in professional services from $75,000 to $100,000. And increased legal services from $12,000 to $20,000, but we also reduced the capital improvement projects by $100,000, so that didn't increase that much.
So this switched to 100.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah, and that was one of the changes, yeah. Yep. Police pension and fire pension, the 1977 fire and police pension rate increased from 23.3% to 26.5%, so we had to increase our budget accordingly for next year. And as I mentioned before, municipal wheel excise and wheel tax, we added in the 2027 budget because we started collecting that this year. So that's really just kind of an overview of some of the major things that you may see when you were looking at the comparisons of the increases and decreases. But overall, if you look at it, and I don't have, maybe I do. So overall, our entire budget is increased by 0.76%, and the entire budget is $14,690,530.
So less than 1%.
Less than 1% increase.
Pretty impressive in this climate to be
Yeah.
able
For sure.
to maintain.
And that's a big thank you to all the
Yes,
department heads.
and that's what I was gonna say as well. Thank you, Mayor. This is just not me. This was every department head sat down with me, with Mayor. We went through all of this, looking at where some of the things that we can cut, where some of the things that we need to improve. We put a capital improvement plan together, which we're still waiting on, but we've incorporated that into, next year's budget, and then it'll be incorporated on. The department heads have been awesome to work with. I appreciate it. This is their budget, and they all took it very serious, and I thank them for that. I thank Mayor as well, because this takes all of us to be successful.
Great.
Eric, what's this year's budget compared to, just to compare?
Oh, of course, yeah, so this year's budget is $14,579,622. So we went up 0.76% overall.
539.
Okay.
Terrific.
Any questions from anyone?
And the department heads
Does
are
that, like, adding the one officer get you closer to where you wanted to be, or where is your goal still in the future?
My goal would be to have the department have 24 full-time officers. But, so yes, so that gets me closer.
This gets you to 22?
I'm sorry,
This would make 22?
21.
21.
The biggest thing is every shift will have a sergeant now.
Yeah.
We were having a sergeant switch back and forth days and nights and covering 2 different shifts, so this will allow for a sergeant to every crew.
It's good to have a supervisor there.
Yep. Especially as young as our
Right.
department is, it's nice to have a supervisor on every department. Any other questions? Okay, thanks again to the department heads
Yeah,
for the hard work on these
Thank you.
budgets.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Did you have anything else?
No, that was enough.
Dan, do you have anything else? Back to the department heads. Kevin Gerber.
Nothing.
Kara?
First, we have a lot of stuff coming up. We have Tales on the Trail Dog Walk on September 13th at 3 p.m. at Riverside. They did that last year too, where they, like calls them out and, it's $25 and then they do pictures and they get a shirt and they go for a walk through the trails. Women's co-ed, women's and co-ed volleyball signups have begun, so that week starts September 19th. Gymnastics signups will start soon. Towards the end of the month, signups will start for those. And then we're doing Touch a Truck this year on October 10th from 9 to 11 a.m. So Arson Market will be there at Riverside, so the Touch a Truck will be over in like the grass area. And then soccer started out at Homestead Fields. We have Jonathan coming out for concessions, and then at Workman Field we're gonna open the concession stand ourselves. So this year we've sold about 32,000 items so far this year in the concessions, so that's pretty great. We've done really well with concessions. And then if you're at Riverside at all, we started getting a little bit of a facelift here and there. The gazebo, the boards that were kind of rotting have been replaced. We're in the process of painting that. We were painting it before all the rain and then had to stop. So that'll be painted. We're gonna get some landscaping around the gazebo and around the building, just kind of give a little facelift. And we've started moving some offices around so that the boardroom could be a boardroom, and that way the community, public can access it. They need to go there for a meeting or like meet with contractors, stuff like that, they can do that during our business hours. And then we have updated pricing on our pavilion rental. Instead of $20, just for the whole day, it's gonna be $10 an hour, because most people are renting it for about 2 hours. And this will give up people to have more chances in the day. We've had some people pick the same days and then get upset they can't use it when they're only using it 10 to 12, that type of thing. So, that is by hour. Riverside will have, some new pricing, and then the pool rentals are staying the same, and then we, are really putting out there that birthday parties, we do birthday parties, and I don't think people have really known it, so we've been advertising it. And since we posted that, we have had so many phone calls about birthday parties.
Cool.
So,
Great. Oh, sorry, what was the hours for the touch truck?
9 to 11 a.m.
Okay. And that's the same day as the October Bash, right, at the Madison Street Plaza?
Yeah.
So there's a full day for kids.
Yes.
Great.
Kara, question, is any traction on bathroom remodeling at Riverside?
I am working on that. The grant we thought we could get, we're not able to obtain. There was another one through Lowe's I was looking at, but it looks like it was up in 2026. So I'm hoping they post a new one, because it's a community grant, and like community members can nominate a project, and so our pickleball people are really wanting to nominate us for that. So we'll see if they open that back up or not. Otherwise, I'm still searching for grants, and I need to see what the cost will be, because if I can figure it out somehow, I will. But that is
Jeff? Kurt? Aaron? Jamie?
I just have an update on the military banner program. The banners for next year's season, they're doing those applications September 1st at the Adams Public Library from 2 to 5:30. You can stop by and get the application for next year's banners.
Okay, great. Seth? Matt?
We had started last night, starting to spray for mosquitoes. There was some positives. They'll do half of the city one night, then the next night they'll do the next half. And that'll be just for the week, and then next week will be the same thing. Going in once a week, one night, and then the second night do the other half.
Okay.
Heavy trash first full week of September.
The first full week in September is heavy trash, and we are changing it this year. Because recycling lands on that same week, and we just don't have enough people to do both. So we're pushing back recycling. You're gonna do it 2 weeks in a row after heavy trash.
And it's a little odd this year. So the first full week of September doesn't start till the 14th. Because the first week is a partial week, the second week has Labor Day on Monday. So the first full week of September is the 14th. And it was supposed to be a recycling week. They're gonna move it back a week and do it
It'll be
2 weeks in a row.
The following week is the following.
It'll be both, it'll be the following week and the week after.
And that is posted on our website and on social media.
People are gonna put it out soon.
Okay. Anything from council?
Just pat on the back to the mayor and department heads for efficiency. You can tell you really worked the budget to get knowing what's coming in the future, possibly, and living within our means. So, good job.
Still improving.
Yes, lots of improvement happened in the city.
I guess we'll get it out there that some of the water projects that we've been talking about for all summer long will be starting here in the next couple weeks. We will get that out publicly, so we will get it out to social media. There's gonna be door hangers in the area where they're gonna be working. They're trying to finalize the exact dates, but it's pretty much, about 2 weeks or so?
They're hoping around the 31st to start one of the projects, and then September 8th, another one.
So I think the first two projects will be
They're on opposite sides.
Madison Street
And Winchester.
and Winchester Road. So those are the first two that are gonna start here in a couple weeks. So we will get those out, the actual dates when we know when they're gonna start for sure. Okay,
I'll make a motion to pay the claims.
Second.
motion and second to pay the claims, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
Motion and a second, 2 seconds, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.